Yo, today's video, I stole this topic from the Buried Not Random podcast with Adrian Bosman and Pat Sherwood. I did not watch so that I was not influenced on what I would choose. I'd be interested to see after I record this what they said. But the question was, you have an unknown task, okay? And then you have three people or three athletes to choose from. And all you know about those three people is that person one, or person A, can complete a 275-pound snatch. Okay? Person B can complete a sub-7 2K row. And person C can complete 30 strict pull-ups. And I'm assuming that would be 30 unbroken or done in a row. And finally, what they want to know is, which athlete would you choose to complete this unknown task? To start off, I wanted to talk about what we'd be looking for in an athlete if we don't know what the task is. And what we need is a very well-rounded person. So we need someone who's strong, okay, like top end strength, but they also need to have good endurance, and they probably should have good body weight to strength ratio. So be good at the body weight movements. And that probably means they're going to be at a pretty decent body fat percentage. I would say, 12 to 18%, depending on if it's male or female, right? So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for someone who's got top end strength, they've got good endurance, and they've got good body weight strength. What I've decided is we'll go through the three athletes, starting with the two that I don't think I would choose, and then we'll finish up with the one that I would choose. So starting off with the 275-pound snatch athlete. This person, okay, obviously has very high top end strength. They're very powerful. And I'll throw this in there, they've probably got good flexibility and stability, right? To be able to hold 275 pounds at the bottom of a squat with the bar overhead, you're gonna need to be stable and flexible, right? That's what we can tell from the ability to do a 275-pound snatch. Could this person be great at strict pull-ups or body weight movements? They could. But could they also be poor because they have a higher body fat percentage? Yes. Could this person have great endurance? They could. But from a 275-pound snatch, we cannot tell that. That endurance is not required to snatch 275 pounds, so we can't really assume one way or the other whether they could do that. Okay, so I would not choose this person. There's just too many variables. The person could be on the heavier side, they could be not great endurance, or they could be the other end. They could be lower body fat percentage, great endurance, great at body weight movements, but we just don't know. Now, the second athlete that I would not choose, and ultimately it came down to these two athletes, the sub-7 2K row and the 30 strict pull-ups. Who would you choose? The 30 strict pull-ups, okay? This person, I would say, has great body weight strength. It's actually fantastic, okay? To be able to do 30 strict pull-ups in a row, you're pretty strong, right? And it probably means they have a lower body fat percentage, right? Someone who's, 20% above, they're not doing 30 strict pull-ups. Now, because they have lower body fat percentage, we may be able to assume some other things. That they probably could be good in endurance, right? If you have a lower body fat percentage, that's just gonna help you when you're doing running, or even rowing, or anything that involves endurance. Now, it's not a guaranteed. but they have the body to potentially do that. And then the top end strength. Do they have top end strength? Again, we don't know, but we can assume that they probably do. But the only thing I'll say is with this, and this is why I decided against it, is they could be potentially a little smaller, right? So smaller in size to be able to do 30 strict pull-ups. For example, someone who's 5'4", okay, can be super strong, but not as strong as someone who's 6 feet. And that could be a big strength difference. And someone who's 6 feet could be really strong at pull-ups, but not get 30 in a row, right? And still be good at body weight, but not be able to do 30. So that's ultimately why I did not choose the 30 strict pull-ups. Is I think there's just still, again, a lot of variability, and the size of the athlete could come into play. If we're doing an unknown task, a really small person will be limited in the top end strength portion of that unknown task if it's there. So finally, the 2K row, sub 7. That's a pretty impressive time, and here's why I chose this athlete. The rower, unlike running, actually requires you to have strength and power, okay? And then on top of that, you're gonna need a good body fat percentage, and you're gonna need good endurance, all right? So, the strength and power. This really comes into play. Being able to make big, strong pulls will help you get to that sub 7 2K row. And then having good endurance to get there is gonna help you get to that sub 7 2K row. It's also going to factor in a little bit of the height of the athlete. So someone who's doing that, yeah, you can be small and you can get sub 7, but they're gonna be a good, decent sized athlete, probably in that 5'8" to 5'10" range. And then finally, the body weight strength. Because we know that they have a decent body fat percentage, we can also assume that they're gonna be able to do good body weight, have good body weight strength. Now, are they doing 30 strict pull-ups in a row? Maybe not, but could they do 10 to 15, 15 to 20? I think so. And so ultimately for me, I think the person with a sub 7 2K row is gonna be the most well-rounded athlete just based off that information. And so that is the person that I would choose for the unknown task.